Hello, today I'll be showing you how to kill frost dragons efficiently for a higher combat level player. You will require 85 dungeoneering in order to enter the dungeon, 67 summoning for the war tortoise, 95 prayer and the completion of the template Senestin in order to use turmoil and soul split, 96 herblore for overloads and super anti-fires, and I highly recommend at least 85 plus combat stats in order to kill the dragons efficiently. Now let's get into the gear setups. The first gear setup you will use is the one I prefer, which is full void with the reverence aura, a dragon defender, and a chaotic rapier in a fire cave. This is what your gear setup should look like. The 15% accuracy increase against the dragons becomes very useful here, considering your cannon will do most of the work. You can either upgrade to Bandos and Helm, or full Torva if you can afford it, which I wouldn't recommend. Now let's get into the inventory setups. You're going to need a cannon, at least a K cannonballs, and then 1 prayer potion 2 dose, 2 prayer potion 4 dose, a prayer renewal 3 dose, a super anti-fire 3 dose, an overload 3 dose, a teleport to house, and a war tortoise. There are 2 main methods to get to the frost dragons. The first one would be via the Grand Exchange or Edgeville Bank. You would either cross the bridge or go through the underground tunnel. You would then go to this fairy ring here, and you would type in the code AIQ, which would then take you down here to Mudskipper Point. You would then run from the fairy ring directly up past this house, up to the hill and into the dungeon. The second method of getting to them would be going from the Remington House portal here. You'd run down past the church and the summoning obelisk, which are very useful in order to recharge your prayer and summoning points, down to the hill and into the dungeon. Once you get to the top of this hill, you're going to want to enter the dungeon and go down here. You'll then take a right and head towards the hobgoblins. After you enter the icy part of the dungeon, you're going to want to go down this pathway directly to the north. There'll be a dungeoneering resource entrance right here. Now, once you get in here, you're going to have to find an empty world so you're not killing with 3 other people and losing out on the amount of money you could be making per hour. Now it's time to learn about their attacks. See, this dragon is attacking with mage, and it is very important to learn what they are attacking with so that you do not get hit constantly. The way to tell what they are attacking with is very simple. The magic attack looks extremely similar to a tornado, like a whirlpool, and the range attack looks like an arrow. I'll come back when we have a range attacking dragon. Okay, so now we have a dragon that is attacking us with range. You can see the difference in the 2 attacks very easily. This looks like an ice arrow, is exactly what it looks like. It's very obvious, and the mage attack looks like a whirlpool. Now let's talk about the dragon's special attack. A blue orb will come out of the dragon, and during this time it is very, very important that you do not attack it. As you just saw, if you hit the dragon while that orb is around it, it will deal the damage back to you, and it can kill you very easily. It has very high KO potential. Now you may be thinking, what about my cannon? Wouldn't that deal damage back to me? No, it does. The cannon is not affected by the blue orb. It will not hit it, but it will not hurt you. Now let's talk about how to set up once you get into the dungeon. I recommend going to the north, where these 5 dragons are usually pretty closely together. What you're going to want to do is you're going to make sure auto retaliate is off. You're going to want to set up your cannon. Don't forget to drink your super anti-fire like I did. And then you're going to want to drink your prayer renewal and overload. So what you're going to do is you're just going to start attacking the dragons. Once you start attacking the dragons, I would recommend soul splitting to heal back from your overload dose. Make sure that you're paying attention to your health throughout this whole time, because if you accidentally hit one of the dragons when they have their blue orb out, you could very seriously kill yourself. And it is not fun to have to walk back here and lose all the bones you collected. Once your trip is complete, if you filled up your tortoise and inventory all the way, making sure to pick up your cannon when you're done, because I have I've gone to the dungeon and left my cannon there. When I got back, it disappeared, so it's very annoying, so I would recommend just bringing it with you on your way back. You should have about 41 bones in your inventory and familiar, which adds to about 750k. So 750k per trip, you can make about 3 mil an hour, which is very good considering it's so easy once you get the hang of it. That concludes my first ever commentary guide. I would appreciate it if you would leave a rating and tell me what I could do to improve. I'm sorry if it wasn't the most entertaining guide, but I was very nervous, so I'll try to do better next time. Thanks.